So today we're gonna be changing the brake fluid on my Acura Integra for 1993. The tools that we're gonna use today, it's gonna be a floor jack. I'm gonna use stands. Ended up buying 2 more. That way I lift the whole car up. I'm gonna be bleeding the brakes out, so I bought this online. Using our brake fluid, use some flare nut wrenches, but we're going to be using the 8mm only, but I bought the whole set. Use a socket and braking bar to remove the wheels, and we use a pump to remove the brake fluid from the So I already went ahead and lifted up the car, put it up in jacks, and before I did that I untied the lug nuts, because if you lift up the car first and then you try to unlock the lug nuts, they're gonna be hard to do. So the lug nuts are untied already, so I can basically do it like this by hand. And then simple as that. So I'm gonna go ahead and do the rest of them, and then I'll get back for the next step. So after I remove all the wheels, I'm gonna go ahead and spray this on the brake bleeder valves. That way it could loosen up a little bit. So I'm gonna go around and do it on all fours. While that gets working, we're gonna open up the hood. So once you pop open the hood, you gotta look for the brake fluid of the reservoir. It doesn't look too dirty. We're gonna go ahead and change it up. So I ended up using this pump that I use for like transmission fluid. Last time I used it to put in the AC detection, the UV detection. That's why it looks green. And I'm gonna use this to pump it out from there and pump it into there. So I pumped up the old fluid reservoir It looks dark on camera, but it's actually a little bit light. I'll put the new one. So now that I put the cap back on the reservoir, I gotta put the new the bleeder bottle, and I put a little bit of the new brake fluid in case it tries to go back, which it probably won't because it has a check valve inside of there. But I just put it just for safety, and I hooked it up, and I'm gonna untie it, and then I'm gonna go pump it with the from the foot pedal brake and pump out the remaining old fluid. So I went ahead and untightened the bolt. See the old fluid coming out, which is kind of clean. It wasn't that dirty like I thought, but we're gonna change it out. So I'm gonna go and press the foot pedal so we can push out the old fluid. So you can see the old, see, it looks kind of dark, and then you go far, you can see it clean because the new fluid is coming in and it's pushing out the dirty one into the bottle. See? So now I'm gonna tighten it up. I'm gonna go check the reservoir and add more brake fluid if I need to. So I went and checked to add more brake fluid in the reservoir. Open it back up. So I've opened it back up, and I'm gonna go give it like 2 more pumps, and it should be good because you can see the clean fluid and it's still pushing out the old fluid.
Ya ahorita se está trabajando.
So once you're done pumping out the fluid from the, you gotta make sure you're gonna tighten it back up, but just like hand tighten it and don't over tighten it because you could mess it up and it's gonna be harder next time. So then yeah, you gotta make sure you start with the farthest wheel, which would be the rear passenger, and then you're gonna work your way to the rear driver, and then you're gonna work to the front passenger, and then you're gonna work your way to the final one, which is gonna be the front driver side. So I'm gonna go ahead and do the rest, and I'll get back at you guys. But it's pretty. This thing kind of works really good. It's actually working pretty good. It's the first time I actually do this. So it's like I said, I'm doing it at the house. I don't have any shop or anything doing it. I bought this at Amazon, I believe. Yeah, Amazon. I bought it, and I also bought the flare nuts at Amazon. And for the Hondas, use a 10mm. And like I said, it's all hand tools, no power tools. You just gotta have patience to do it, but it's pretty simple actually. So this is the last caliper that I'm doing, which is the front passenger driver's side. So we go ahead and tighten it. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and pump the brakes. So as you can see, this tool is pretty cool. Throws all the brake fluid inside here, and then it has a check valve in there. Doesn't let it go back up. So now it's all clean. That's how you know when you're done with it. You go ahead and tighten it, and you go and check your reservoir. Go ahead and top it off. And close it back up. So hard doing it one hand, so I'm gonna skip to it. Just make sure it's nice and tight. And you go ahead and put it back up your wheels. So I'm gonna go ahead and put up the wheels, put the wheels up and torque them. I'm gonna torque them to 80. That was nice and tight for the lugs. So I put the car back down. Everything's good to go. Already test drove it. Brakes are working good. This is the old fluid which I gotta get recycle. That's how you torque the wheels. Fluid, which I'm gonna take to get recycled. It's a 16-ounce Gatorade bottle that I almost filled up.